Top Gun Maverick puts actors in real fighter jets to give you a feel and a view you've never had in a movie before. But in control of those aircraft are Navy pilots, trained for just that kind of extreme flying. I got the chance to talk to a fighter pilot at NAS North Island a little bit about the movie and about his unique job and big responsibility to the Navy fleet. The actors in Top Gun Maverick had to train like pilots to make the action real.
And that's pretty similar to what we do in primary flight training.
Meet Commander Peter Jaglin, call sign Bear. He's flown the Super Hornet, the jet featured in Maverick, since 2009. It's agile enough for a dogfight. It can also hit targets on the ground or water. So it's a versatile aircraft.
Absolutely. A lot of people call it a jack of all trades, but it is pretty good at what it does.
And so is Bear. To be a Navy fighter pilot, you have to pull off one of the toughest tasks in aviation, landing on a moving target.
Absolutely. I mean, it is always a little bit stressful when you do that, and I do remember the adrenaline from those first few traps for sure.
But those landings can and do go wrong.
So this is the picture of the aircraft. You can see it's on the carrier, right? The water in the background.
This Super Hornet was damaged when an F-35 crashed attempting to land on the San Diego-based USS Carl Vinson back in January. The pilot and several sailors were hurt. The aircraft was sent back here to NAS North Island. So you get to watch these get repaired and then you have to get up in them?
Yep, exactly. We take aircraft that have had like very significant damage, so maybe involved in a mishap, internal fire damage, and then do the repairs, sometimes piece it back together, like do surgery on the aircraft, and then get them ready to fly again.
In this hangar, 300 civilian mechanics fix more than 20 aircraft a year. Here at Fleet Readiness Center Southwest, they can take the halves of 2 aircraft that are broken, put them together into one Frankenfighter, and then Bear, his job is to test fly that aircraft before it goes back out to the fleet. These aircraft are in a lot of different states of disrepair. Is it ever concerning to you when you see what's getting worked on that you're going to end up flying that again?
I have experienced malfunctions here, flying aircraft fresh off, out of their maintenance period. But like, thankfully, knock on wood, so far nothing really major, and I just come back, land here in North Island, and then correct it and try again the next day.
The day we visited, Bear rolled out an FA-18 for a test flight. It had been cut open so they could replace a fuel tank. Bear is the only FA-18 pilot assigned to the depot and admits Top Gun Maverick coming out is making him miss carrier life a little.
It's a little bit bittersweet for me personally, just because what I do is very different from what guys who are going out on aircraft carriers or guys at Top Gun are doing. I've always had a little bit of nostalgia and missed that a little bit, and so this just kind of amplifies that feeling because it is so dramatized and made glamorous.
No doubt, the movie is big-time glamorous, and the action is incredible. But it's good to remember the real deal. Navy fighter pilots could find themselves in a dangerous dogfight, pulling G's just like the aircraft in the movie. While you're feeling all this pressure on you, you're losing blood flow to your brain and in a life or death battle.
Right.
No problem.
That's the job, I guess.
Real flight video and clips for the movie were used in that story, but in all cases, Navy fighter pilots are on the stick, responsible for the action.
It is so incredible. I think like a lot of households, I watched the first Top Gun movie over the weekend to get ready to watch Top Gun Maverick. And you see them up there and you're like, does this really happen in real life? Do they really pull these moves?
It's not even that extreme for them. He has to often pull those types of moves, testing out his aircraft. In fact, I believe he said he has to do a loop as a standard thing. They want to feel how the aircraft is performing. He needs to know that it's up to par. They also do some of those maneuvers when they're going out on flights to see how they're feeling physically, to know what their their performance level is that day in case they happen to engage another fighter.
And they have a lot of trust, obviously, in the people that build these aircraft, put them back together and put them back into service. That's pretty cool.
300 civilian jobs here in San Diego.
Quickly, how do you get his call name?
Okay, he was deployed to the Western Pacific, his first deployment. He was part of an intercept of an enemy aircraft that was out looking for his carrier.
Wow.
The name of that aircraft was a Tu-142 Bear.
Bear. All right.
There you go.
We know who won that.